Replacing a car battery in a Volkswagen Golf GTI is not difficult to do. Mine died in this 2016 GTI, and in this video I'll show you step by step how to change it out. Don't worry if you've never done this before, it's actually really easy to do in this car. To remove the battery, I'll have to disconnect the positive and negative terminals, which should be clearly marked. And there's a retaining clip at the bottom of the battery that needs to come out as well. Not sure if you can see it from this angle, but it's down there at the bottom. Using a 10mm nut driver, I'll start on the negative terminal. It's really important to start with the negative side, because with this one disconnected first, there's no risk of shorting anything out if the cable touches any metal parts on the car. Now I'll do the same on the positive side. I'm doing this one last because I know there won't be any chance of sparking because currently the battery is no longer grounded to the car. On this GTI and probably all Golfs, this battery cover needs to come out. It's kind of wedged in there, but it'll eventually slip off. And now with a 13mm socket, I'll undo the bolt for the battery clamp. When the bolt is out, slide the battery towards the front of the car to release it from the rear battery mount. This helps to dislodge the clamp on the front so it's easier to remove. Now the battery is completely freed and can be lifted out. Just be aware that it's quite heavy, and for some reason mine doesn't have a handle, so I'll need to get a good grip on it. So now I'll take the old battery to the auto parts store and tell them I need a replacement for a 2016 GTI. They'll also recycle the old one for me while I'm there. Now this step is optional, but I'm going to vacuum up some of the debris in the battery tray before putting the new one in. And here's the replacement battery I got. They're always more expensive than I expect, so I bought the middle option, which is about $210. One thing I want to point out on this particular battery tray are these securing nuts which accommodate 3 different sizes of batteries, but the one I'll be using is the middle one like before. Fortunately, this new battery has a handle which helps me easily lower it into the engine compartment. And if my shoulder wasn't in the way, you'd be able to see me slide the battery back into the rear retaining clip. And now, I'll start reversing the process of securing the battery back in the tray. So far, I hope you can see that this has been pretty easy to do. Once the clamp is in place, I'll slip the battery cover back on. Oh, and if you're curious about the little lights I'm using, stay to the end and I'll explain what they are. I just bought them and they've been great at helping me get my shots here. Okay, now I'll start on the positive side of the battery by removing the protective covers. These just pop off, but most batteries will only have the red cap on the terminal. Now I'll slip the positive clamp onto the battery and tighten the nut. Make sure the clamp is down as far as it can go for a secure connection. Also, remember that the positive terminal is facing towards the front of the car. Now for the negative side, I'll remove the black cap. And I do want to be careful when slipping this cable on. Try not to touch the metal because it will have a tiny spark as soon as it touches the battery. At this point, I can hear some of the electronics activating on the car, and this is pretty much done. I've only had this car 2 weeks when the battery died, so I'm assuming the battery I replaced was the original one that came from the factory. Between 5 to 7 years is typically the time I experience dead batteries, so I was already expecting to do this, but I wasn't really expecting it this soon after buying a car. Oh, and if you're still interested, the lights I was using under the hood are from Small Rig. They're super compact and really bright. They have 4 brightness settings that are toggled from the top button. These came in a kit of 3 and include 3 of everything you see here, including additional accessories like barn doors and other stuff to modify the light beam. Plus it comes packaged with a handy carrying case. As you saw, they work great for helping me get my shots for this video. And now with a fresh battery, my GTI starts right up and I'm back on the road again. If this video was helpful, please give me a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on all my weekly videos.